welcome back to POV, Kyle. Everything you want to know about my favorite albums. And today on the list is none other than the man himself. An album that really got me heavily into music in the good year of 2004, I want to say. Definitely 2004. College Dropout. Yo, man, you can't be talking about Kanye like that. Dressed the way you dress. What you mean? What's wrong with the way I'm dressed? Nah, man. You gotta do it better. Alright, I know what you mean. Gotcha. This looks better. Now, where was I? Oh, yeah. Welcome back, everybody. POV Kyle. Everything you want to know about my favorite albums. And today, we're covering no other than Mr. Polo himself, Mr. Louis Vuitton Don, Kanye West. First album, my favorite album, College Dropout. If you like this content, subscribe down below. Hit that like button. Also, be a part of that notification style. Now, let's dive in. First, I'm gonna take this book bag off. Now, like I said in the last episode about my favorite albums, things that make my favorite albums, replayability, or some might say repeatability. But replayability, I'm coining that because that's mine. You know what I'm saying? So replayability. How many times do I listen to this album? I've listened to this album a lot. All right? A lot of times. Oh, one time, hold on real, before I get into that. Gotta shout out to the Ballhead Gang. You know what I mean? Over 20 Brace Gang. Let's get that out the way first. But, like I said, replayability, repeatability. How many times do I listen to this album? How many times have I listened to this album? I could say from 2004 to 2018, that's a lot of damn times. You know what I mean? Still one of my favorites. Still a classic album. Like everybody say they miss that old Kanye. Look, I see why. All right, from 1 to 21, so many songs is on the album. And back 2004, a lot of people weren't doing the 8, 9, 10 album track list. You know what I mean? It was full length. All right, you had a whole body of work. One thing that really stuck out with me on this album that a lot of people try to do is the skits. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people put skits in their album, but they don't match up with the album. You know what I'm saying? And if you listen to College Dropout, from the skits, from the skit point of view, they coincide with what the song is that's about to play next, or what the song that just came on was. And also on his following work after that, which was Late Registration, even better as far as the skits go. Moving on to number 2, consistency. Consistency throughout the album. Like, overall, the album, like I said, 1 through the end, all right? The album just keeps going. It keeps getting better and better, like, with each song. The consistency stays the same. Like, it's always going to be, it's always good. Like, each song is good. You can't say, like, that song is weak. You know what I'm saying? Like, from the moment you hear it, that first intro with D-Ray Davis on it, the first, and then to, We Don't Care, like, J. Cole just used a We Don't Care line in the 1985 song that he just released, on his album K.O.D. that came out a couple weeks ago. So, like, the relevance of the album still holds till today, which is good for a classic. Like, some people make classic albums, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? Some people make classic albums, but they're classic for that era. Like, this album is classic all around. You can play, if this album came out in 1990, 1995, you know what I'm saying, all the way up to 2000, it would hold up with those albums that came out at that time. It came out in 2004. From 2004 till now, and you listen to it, it's still a banger. One of the biggest tracks on the album to the masses, I'm not going to say to me, is Jesus Walks, right? Now, I like Jesus Walks. Not on the level of a lot of other people, but I like it. You know, if you think of the, how can I say, if you think of the way what the song stood for at that time, right? A dude talking about Jesus with a dope beat, something that they can play in clubs, probably did play in clubs. I was young at the time, couldn't get in the club at that time, so I wouldn't really know, but that was it. It was that song, and he's talking about Jesus. Like, he's talking about Jesus Walks, and you could play this in the club. You know what I'm saying? In today's day, if I see a girl twerking the, Jesus Walks, I'm like, that's a hit song right there. You know what I'm saying? That's a hit song. Girl twerking the Jesus Walks. I'm like, that's a hit song. Just saying. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. As the cohesiveness, that word again, because this is number 3, cohesiveness of how the whole album meshed together. Like I said, the skits, he got like probably 4 or 5 on here, skits on here, and they bring the whole album together if you think about it. Like with the Lil Jimmy skit,
hey, Jimmy,
at the end of the whole School Spirit
I don't
theme.
know where I'm going.
It's basically saying,
My dad died
in my eyes, it's basically saying that you could go to school, get all these degrees,
why don't you
but
work?
that's not what's
learning.
going to keep you happy or keep you financially set in this real world life. A degree ain't going to keep you, it ain't going to keep food on the table. A degree ain't going to keep the roof over their head. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I dropped out. So I'm making fun of all these people who got degrees and ain't going nowhere right now. Or not even, I'm not going to say that's his way of saying I'm making fun of him, but it's like, that's what can happen. Like, you can go to school, learn, get all these degrees, but guess what? You can end up being homeless. What's going to keep you warm? The newspaper or them degrees? All right? Now, the whole album through and through, he had not too many features, but he had what he needed to propel himself on the album. You know what I'm saying? The whole Rockefeller at the time, a lot of the Rockefeller cohorts and stuff like that. People that he can go against, like Mos Def and Talib Kweli. He had Common on there. He had Jay on there. He had Freeway on there. But he had these people that helped propel him especially for his rookie album, where it's like, yo, I'm a force in this game. I'm definitely here to be notified. Put y'all on notice. Be like, yo, check me out. Like, I'm not just the producer. I'm not just the beat maker. All right, I'll make these rhymes, and these bars is dope. Like, he had like his on Last Call, which is probably, no lie, probably my favorite song on the album, because not only does he talk about where he started from, his whole grind, his whole struggle. He talks about like this. Now this is at the end of the album, so it's like, I already made the album, so now y'all hearing my entire struggle, and this is what it led up to. Just all these 22 songs, 21 songs that you just heard. That's all what it came out to be. Like, my whole life, my whole struggle, me moving from Chicago to New Jersey with him and his mom in the U-Haul, and Last Call, God, it's that message in there that you're like, damn, I could do something like this. Like, yo, I'm going through that. Like, if I have to pack up, or like the kids that's in college or whatever, like, if you gotta drop out to make your dreams come true, you might have to do that. Like, don't listen to the people who sit here telling you, like, oh, just go to school, because if you going to school does not actually help you in life, you can take it from me. You can take it from a whole bunch. Just go up, look at all the rich people, billionaires who actually dropped out of school, or whatever the case may be, didn't go to school, and look at how their lives has changed. Like, in this day and age, you gotta create your own, which is what I'm doing by producing these videos that I like to do. Is creating my own. So listen to College Dropout, being a college dropout myself. I didn't know in 2004, when I was in middle school, I didn't know I was gonna drop out of college. That just happened to be one of my favorite albums. but I didn't know like that was gonna be my life at the end of the day, you know. But man, like this album to me holds up till today. Another thing that adds these albums to be one of my favorites is how it makes me feel at the end of the day, right? Because if you're not feeling like, if you listen to an album and it don't make you feel a certain type of way, then most likely you're not gonna remember that album. Like, you're not gonna remember the words, you're not gonna remember none of that, you know. This album right here, I can honestly say every time I hear it, it puts me back into that first mood I was in when I was first listening to this, when I was 13 years old. You know what I'm saying? 13 years old, hearing this album for the first time, and I'm like, what is this amazement? Like, what is this? You know, from just every time I hear "We Don't Care," every time I hear, oh yeah, I got the perfect.
I got the perfect song for the kids to sing.
Every time I hear that, it puts me back, takes me back, and that's why it could be that's why it is one of my favorite albums. You know, because it takes me right back to that exact moment when I first heard it. You know, you're like, what is this newness? Like, what is it? Like, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love this. Like, what's the next song? What's the song after that? Like, he has so many classic songs on this album that maybe didn't get the notoriety that they needed, you know, but either they were those songs, you know what I'm saying? Then he even got slow jams on here with Jamie Foxx. At the time, if you my age group at this time, I didn't know that Jamie Foxx was a singer, right? I just thought I always seen him on Jamie Foxx show, TV show, right? This dude singing on the song. I was like, oh, who is this? This dude Jamie Foxx be singing? Yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the first time I ever seen Jamie Foxx sing. You know, but that song right, Slow Jam, still play it right now if I wanted to. But it's like all the songs, I can go through the montage of the songs. Like, every song on here, man, is just those songs, man. And that's why I like to say, you know, something that also makes an album one of my favorites is like the quality over the quantity. Because a lot of people have, well, you know, prior to about 2011, a lot of people used to have albums with songs, like just song after song, like a lot of songs, because they're just trying to get their body of work out there. Now, no disrespect to none of them, but all those songs might not have been album quality, you know what I'm saying, or album worthy. They were just, hey, let me throw this on there to make it show everybody I got a lot of songs on here. Let me just throw them on there, you know what I'm saying? This, like I said, has like 21 and 22 where it's every song is good, but everything on there is like album worthy, you know what I'm saying? Like, you go, and I want y'all to go through this. If you haven't, go listen to it. Go listen to it for yourself. If you don't think like, damn, I really do miss the old Kanye. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's giving you just those great soul sample beats. You know, I'm not against nobody's growth or whatever. Like, you know, people grow, people change. If you're the same person you was 20 years ago, 10 years ago, there's something wrong with you. 5 years ago, if you're the same person you was 5, there's something wrong with you. All right, don't stop looking at everybody else like, oh man, everybody leaving me. Nah, you need to change. There's something wrong with you. You need to change up. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't like that with him because of how he talks now. You know, what his actions are, or whatever. Like I just said, I miss the old Kanye too. You know, but one thing Jay-Z said, you want my old buy my old albums. So just go listen to the old albums. You don't have to listen to the new stuff. That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Just go listen to the old stuff. It's all right. Like, people, what you gonna let people talk you out of listening to what you like? This album, that's one of those albums for me. Like, I'll play it today. You know what I mean? Like, I'll play it tomorrow. I'll play it next year. I'll play it the year after that, because that's how it's a classic album. No matter how you look at it, from production to bars to wordplay to overall the entire thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's me. That's my time. 2 up to y'all. This is POV Kyle. Go listen to it.